Hi, I'm Beatrice, PhD. What used to be that time of the month is now this time of the month. Welcome to our community, a curated space for everyone going through perimenopause and menopause. A place where we can find support, good laughs, great tips on products, and lots of education on health. There's beauty in aging. Whatever beautiful means to you, this time of the month will help you find it and live it.
The content expressed in this time of the month is not intended to be a substitute for medical advice. The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the speakers.
I'm super excited about today's episode. We have a community member, Aura Sofia, and our episode might be in Spanish today. Just kidding, but it might be in Spanglish. Who is a better expert on menopause than a person going through it? And so it's important on TTOM to have women who've gone through it, women who are going through it, and perhaps even the ones who don't know it's coming yet. So welcome to the show today, Aura Sofia Pascut.
Thank you so much, Beatrice, to invite me to talk with you.
Although menopause is natural, it definitely is natural progression. All humans that have ovaries and uterus will go through it. But if it's just treated as natural, then there's not enough guidelines to look at us like a whole person that we're treating. Right? Would that be fair? Yeah. So how does that kind of system view impact you as an individual? Because now you're going through it. So do you want to tell us about your experience here in Canada and in Colombia? Because I think people would be interested. Yeah,
I think it's my personal experience. Yes. When I arrived in Canada, I start to identify that symptoms. And I say, what happened with me right now? So something is different, you know? And because I work on this type of process for many years, more than 20 years, I said, this is something different. So what can I do? And I start to do my research, and I start to review and check some articles and said, okay, maybe this is menopause. When I went to my family doctor here in Canada, I talked to him about my symptoms. Mm-hmm. And he said, oh, don't worry, this is normal. Yeah, if you have this situation for long term, more than 6 months, so we can decide to do for you one exams. And he said, a minute. I don't want to wait 6 minutes to try to find what happened with me.
I don't want to wait 1 minute.
Yeah. So I flew to Colombia and I talked with my family doctor, and I expressed this situation to him. And he immediately he did for me some order, and I did all the exams, and definitely we confirm my suspicions. Mm-hmm. And I asked to him, what is next? Because I don't want to feel like that all the time. And he said, you need to talk with the gynecologist. So he referred me. And when I go to the gynecologist, she came to me and said, you have 2 options. Try to understand this is normal for everyone. Mm-hmm. And or if you want, we can start for therapy. And I asked, is a hormone therapy? What can I use? But she didn't have a lot of information at that time. She said, come back to Canada, go with your staff, and if you feel bad, if you still to feel bad, mm-hmm. come back again.
So then were you in a ping pong? Yeah. Were you in a bit of a Dr. Ping Pong, it sounds like?
Yeah. And at that moment, I say, oh my God, if it happens with me, like I know about this and I meet a lot of doctors. So what happened with the population?
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
So we, like humans, we have rights, and the women's, we have rights to have access to that information. here in Canada, in Colombia, in Africa. Everywhere.
Yeah.
You know? And sometimes our doctors, they don't know how to deal with that because they don't do the match between the chronic diseases or several sickness, like this, for me, this is the causes, you know, the effects, sorry, but they don't match with the cause.
Right. They're treating symptoms, but what's the underlying issue, which is low estrogen.
Yes. And for example, in my case, I need to go and make one appointment with an endocrinologist. And he explained me what happened. My metabolism was less, produce some vitamins and hormones. And he said, you need to take care with this. You need to increase your exercise, consume more water and everything else, and try to check. If you don't feel comfortable, we need to jump on the hormone therapy. But about this,
let's go.
Yeah. And I want to do one gap here. Last year, I participated in a Endocrinologist Congress, International Endocrinologist Congress in Cartagena, Colombia. More than 350 endocrinologists was there. So
from all over South America or the
world?
All over
the world.
Okay.
From all over the world. And one specialist came to us and talked about the hormone therapy. And he explained, right now, we have more evidence, like this type of treatments can help us. But for me, it was a surprise because he said, but you need to, take care with the patients. You need to check and review and it's true, review every single process.
Yeah.
But in the same point, I feel like they don't want to have another issue to resolve in their office. So
you mean like there was reluctance? Is that what you mean? Like a reluctance to encourage that as an option?
Yes, because some studies, for example, one study in Argentina, like the results, they said more than 51% of the population doesn't know anything about climaterio and menopause.
Climateria is a word for menopause in Spanish, yeah?
Yeah, okay. Is the word. Yeah,
51%. Climaterio.
Yeah.
51%?
51%. Yeah. And 41.2%, they don't know how to deal with that. But when they start to recognize the symptoms, they do maybe the same journey that I did. And more than 70% of this population starts to have several conditions with her brains, with a disorder for sleep, disorder sleep. They have the hot flashes. That's the most common symptom. But in the same time, they start to reduce the capacidad ósea. I don't know how to say that. It's
bone density.
Bone density. Yes. And the specialist starts to treat again the effects, not the cause. To complete my argument, my recommendation is we need to treat the menopause like one transversal,
a transversal condition, yeah.
Transversal condition, because it can be developed several sickness or diseases.
That is, I like that line of argument, and I would venture to say you're probably not the only one who thinks that, but we're not vocal enough. We're not vocal enough. I don't see the studies, and again, maybe we'll have to go and search wide the internet, but that's a really good argument. And so let's talk about the WHO definition of health, because the fact that you're talking about women, it's a right. We have the right to feel better.
Yeah.
Words matter, definitions matter. So can you share with us the progression of that? Yeah.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
You jump on that because WHO established in 1978 in Alma-Ata the first definition. And the first definition was like health is no sickness. Let's resume.
Yeah.
And they said it's a completely physical, mental, and wellness condition. If somebody feels 100%, they have a completely physical, mental, and wellness condition. So they need to redefine this, because if I ask everyone, for example, you can tell me if you feel like a 100%
Never.
in a physical health and emotional.
No.
Maybe not. And they need to redefine that. In Ottawa, all the countries more than 20 years ago, they have a big meeting, and World Health Organization declare the letter of Ottawa. And in this letter, they commitment to treat the population like an individual, and put this model of healthcare center,
Patient-centered
care. So, and we start to think different, because when you try to guarantee these services for the population, it's not like just has hospitals or primary care, or you need critical conditions. It's more like try to understand what happened with you in all of your cycle of life.
That's much improved.
Yeah. So right now, currently, I think we need to do this meeting again and redefine, based on that, what is the role right now for the healthcare system to understand these conditions like menopause.
So if you were to define it, this is going to be fun. If you were to define through this, and it's great that we are progressing, right? Humans, we're realizing. So if you define what that looks like, menopause, patient-centered care.
Yes, I think definitely.
How would you do it?
I am agree with you 100%. I think maybe we need to develop definitely one model of care for menopause and treat that in a integral and articulate all the services for women's, not like just in the age, like you are in Spanish is la edad de reproducción.
Not only in your reproductive age?
Yes, because all the services for women is based on the maternity, it's based on the fertility, it's based on that. But we are more like that, more than this. So,
some women don't have children. Some women, after having children, what happens to them?
Yeah, that's my case. So in this process, so I don't have options to treat my health services.
Do you feel visible in the healthcare system as it is constructed today? How do you feel?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes I feel like if it's not something related to one organ, like a person, you don't have these options, because I am not in a gestación.
You're not pregnant.
I am not pregnant. So, which type of services I can receive for my healthcare? So right now, I start in this process, and I need one team like I came with me and treat my issues in integral form.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the doctor, not the nurse, maybe one psychologist, maybe if I need to go to the psychiatrists, because in clinical research, they said the women in the first period, the first 5 years of menopause, we will experiment some different changes related to our emotional situations. And sometimes you need to address with that. At the same time, you need to conduct your family, conduct your job, conduct your company, and to be successful in one society like put a lot of pressure on us.
Yes.
But it's not just you need to go to the psychiatrist because it's your hormones. No, it's because you needed to talk. You need to express that, and it's better when you try to put this outside and treat with the professionals, and not to keep inside.
That sounds like an amazing place. Can we go there together if we find one place like that where we actually would be looked at
Definitely.
holistically?
Definitely, we need this, and the offer right now around us, they don't offer this type of services integral.
Mm-hmm.
They treat you like if you want to feel more comfortable by yourself, okay, this is the stuff, or this is the place, or this is the brand, or this is, but not in a healthcare model designed for us.
But I really appreciate your perspective. It's really, the more perspectives we have and debate them, hopefully we can affect change. That's the goal here.
Yeah.
And okay, so let's talk about a little bit of fun stuff. And it must be really hard sometimes to try and express everything in a new language, but I want to say it's amazing. Your English is amazing. If only we all could speak multiple languages. So thank you. Thank you for sharing. Let's do fun things. We call it this or that. This or that. You have to choose. Okay? Rock or pop music?
Sometimes depends. Sometimes my emotional day. Sometimes I want to rock because I want to destroy everything. Sometimes I want to pop.
Lipstick or lip gloss?
I think maybe lip gloss.
All right.
Yeah.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee, 100%.
The best Colombian coffee
Colombian
on earth.
Coffee,
yes.
Please.
Summer or winter?
Summer. I don't think of that.
Yeah, we can skip the Canadian winter.
No, I think the Canadian winter is so nice. It's beautiful environment. But in summer, you can enjoy this country too much. You can do a lot of activities outside. And yeah, everything is different. And because I am for the tropic, so I like sun better.
Is there anything that you would like the audience to go home with? If you had one or two key messages that you want our viewers to take from your experience, what would it be?
If I want to talk about this process in life, or
your two key messages from
the recommendations,
from your
or the key message. I think maybe the first key, I think, is talk about this. Don't keep yourself these emotions in your body or in your mind. Talk with the experts, and if you don't find the answers for your questions, try to talk with your environment on research, but don't keep that. It is now just a normal stage in our life. You need to be prepared for that and also you have rights to get access to this type of treatments, and it's your right.
I love that. It's our right.
Yeah.
I like to ask every guest this question. What makes you feel beautiful, Aura Sofia?
I think for me it's in a different ways. Of course, exercise gives you more energy and hormones, you know. But I think in my personal opinion, I feel more beautiful when I recognize and accept how great I am, including with my stuff that kind of need to improve. When I recognize I have some areas in my personality or in my life I need to work hard, but how can I recognize myself, how beautiful I am? I am Latina, one country different, I mean, a different language, but I feel me.
That is when you shine and you're most beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on this couch and sharing with our audience.
Thank you so much for your amazing invitation.
Today, I want to talk about one of my favorite new finds over the last year. I was looking for a brand that was conscientious about their packaging, specifically with respect to soap products for the hair. But I came across this serum, and I have dry, coarse hair, so I thought I'd try this liquid gold hair serum. It's got really nourishing oils, peppermint oil, almond oil, and apricot oil. The instructions are to massage across your scalp and leave it for at least 2 hours in your hair. And I definitely do that, but given my hair texture, I, throughout the week, sometimes reapply it just on those dry ends because I don't need to wash my hair daily. Besides the nourishment, another thing I love is that it's female-owned Indigenous brand in Canada. So there you have it, Jack 59 Liquid Gold Serum.